If you're active duty and looking to start or continue traveling, then get ready for a very informative video. For everyone else, reserves or whatever, you might learn a thing or two, so don't you dare go anywhere. All right, let's talk about it. Hey everyone, it's Troy from Floaterly.com, and today we are talking about traveling in the military. Now, since you're in the military, you have a crazy nice opportunity to travel. Now, you know that military members get a ton of benefits almost everywhere you go, at least in the States, and traveling is no different in that regard. So talking benefits, where do I even begin? Well, let's start with credit cards. Two of, in my opinion, the best credit cards you can get are the Amex Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Both have annual fees, the fees being $550 per year and $95 per year respectively. Both of these fees are completely waived for military members, which means you reap all the benefits of the card without having to worry about the pesky fee. And benefits they do have. Even using the card for just like bills and other nonsense, you can add up points and miles really quick. They are good cards to have, but do come with a lot of responsibility since they're charge cards. So if you're prone to getting carried away with spending, then I'd hold off because the full balance is due every single month, no payments. Next, let's talk about planes and the airport. First off, there are 9 airlines that allow you to check in your bags for free. They are Spirit, Southwest, United, Allegiant, Delta, American, JetBlue, Frontier, and Alaskan. This has saved me so much money, it's not even funny. Yeah, never had to pay for bags again. All right, next up is the USO. I'm sure you've heard of the USO before and have maybe even been to one in an airport before, but it's something that I tend to forget about in the spur of the moment. But if you have a long layover, absolutely always go to the USO if the airport has one. Those things are so cool. Some have like theater rooms with nice recliner seats so you can sleep like a baby. Then you have the video games, the snacks, and everything else. Yeah, they're a good time. All right, now on to boarding. Almost always, at least if you're in the US, military members get priority boarding. You don't have to be in uniform. You just have to show your ID once you get to the gate. Some people do this, some people don't. If I have a window seat, I will, because then I can get on early and settle in. But if I have like an aisle seat or a middle seat, I'll pass because I don't want to get settled in and have to get up for the guy sitting next to me. And the last benefit I want to touch on flight-wise are rotators. Rotators, or Space A or Patriot Express, whatever you want to call it, are seats that are contracted out to move a lot of personnel at once. Typically on commercial planes, but they can also be on cargo planes. But the commercial planes are much better than regular commercial planes. If those seats aren't filled by high priority passengers like deployers or PCSs or other things like that, then you can get one of those seats for free. You just have to sign up, and if there's room, it's yours. The two main hubs in America are Seattle, which makes trips to and from Japan, and then Baltimore, which makes trips to and from Europe. Norfolk also has a spot, but it isn't as busy as Baltimore. And overall, it may sound too good to be true, catching a free flight to and from Europe or Japan. But it is true, but there is some risk. If there aren't any open seats on the returning rotator, then you are stuck at your destination and either have to burn more leave to get a later rotator or pay for a one-way ticket back, which could be more expensive than if you would have just booked them out in the first place. But I've used it, many people use it pretty regularly and very rarely face issues. Talk to your local leadership for more info on that, but it can be a great way for you to fly for free. Next, I want to talk about leveraging your situation. If you are stationed overseas somewhere, whether it be Europe, Japan, Asia, anywhere in Asia, traveling for you is going to be a walk in the park, especially for you cats living in Europe. Ryanair is about to become your best friend. Ryanair has flights for tens of dollars. Yes, tens, not hundreds, tens. Like I went to Budapest from Germany, round trip for $30. Same with Rome. Ryanair may be a bit sketchy flight-wise, but man, is it convenient. Also, keep your eyes peeled for travel specials either at your local ITT or RTT. Sometimes they have free or greatly reduced tickets for tours to various locations. I know when I was in Germany, the RTT website had a calendar that has all of their events on it. They have day trips, overnight trips, all kinds of trips that are organized and provided by the travel office themselves, all on the calendar. So you say, oh, I want to travel on the 26th. What trip do they have on the 26th? Oh, they're going to Amsterdam? Book me. Pay the fee, and then it's out of your hands. Just enjoy the trip. Easy peasy. Chaplain services and other agencies on base tend to send out newsletters every so often about single airman events, such as, free skydiving, free trips to amusement parks, stuff like that. So always watch out for those emails. They tend to send it out base-wide. All right, now let's talk about legalities. All this fun and adventure means nothing if you get in trouble and get the UCMJ tossed at you. Aside from normal laws and regulations, two big things always to make sure of is to know whether the place you're traveling to is on the restricted list, and always communicate with your leadership about trips you're going on. I know when I went to Dubai, I had to submit an application and get briefed and, the whole 9 yards, everything before going. They needed me documented in the database to ensure they knew where I was at all times. I couldn't just go and come back without telling anyone. This is the only trip that required this, but had I not done it and something happened, I would have been royally screwed. Royally screwed. As for communicating with your leadership, supervisors, whatever, this is just to ensure you are accounted for and they can plan around your absence. It's a common courtesy thing and just really the right thing to do. Oh, and one last legal thing. Submit a high-risk activity form if you're going to be doing adventurous type stuff, snowboarding, rafting, hiking, whatever. If you don't submit one and then you get badly injured or worse, then the military isn't going to pay out your medical bills or your life insurance if you were to croak. Now, this wouldn't be a video involving the military without a safety brief. It's obvious that we are Americans, and for us, it's obviously that we're in the military. Don't be an idiot. Don't draw unnecessary attention to yourself. When I first got to Germany, I had gone out drinking with friends in Cologne. We were absolutely caked, and that was just pre-gaming. We could hardly walk, and we hadn't even left the hotel room yet, but like true American patriots, we pressed on. Because the club was calling our name. About halfway to the club, my one friend asked to take a break. He sat on a bench, hunched over, and puked everywhere. The rest of us, of course, thought that was absolutely hilarious, and in turn, he thought it was hilarious. So he's on the bench having the time of his life, and then I blinked. After I blinked, I found myself laying on the concrete. Not knowing what to do, I started swimming, or doing the motion of swimming while, of course, not going anywhere. I look over to my third friend, and he had somehow in the last 30 seconds, I think, found a bouquet of roses and was proposing to every girl that walked by. And in that moment, it clicked in my head. I had remembered an in-processing briefing about not drawing attention to yourself and that you were target since you were in the military. And in my head, I was like, oh boy, we're speaking English. They definitely know we're Americans now. So I start screaming, "We aren't Americans! Don't worry, we're not Americans!" Well, of course, still attempting to swim on the concrete. And yeah, we were only halfway to the club. I'll tell the whole story in a different video if you're interested, but spoiler alert, we didn't make it to the club. So yeah, don't be stupid, don't be me, and you'll be all right. And that's really all I got for you. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you went down, subscribed, and hit that bell icon for notifications whenever I upload, as well as leaving a like and sharing this video with friends. Probably your military buddies would be best since you can all travel together. And with all that being said, thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.